This is Let's Chat. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you are new to the show, thank you guys for hanging out. The show is every Sunday live here on Facebook, Eastern Standard Time at 2:30. However, if you cannot watch live, then feel free to go to the website. Carol, do you mind putting the website in for me? And all of the episodes from episode 1, season 1, episode 1 to last week's episode is on there under episodes. So you can see it there. If you are a returning guest, thanks for coming back and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Real quick, I always ask every show if you would, to the left, bottom left of your screen, click share to invite others into our world. Also, if you are new to the show, you will notice that I look to my left here, and this is my monitor, which just helped me know that you guys could not hear me when I first got started. It also let me know that the first time I pressed live, it stopped 2 minutes later. So that's why it's important for me to have this monitor. I'm not being rude. I'm not spacing out. I'm just looking and making sure everything's cool over here. And then to the right, I don't know if you guys can even see my screen, but these are my little notes, okay? So today's show is going to be a wonderful show, you guys. We are going to be talking about, I have 2 current events. I could not pick between the 2 of them. I usually will share one. So we have a lot today. So I have 2 current events that I'm going to be talking about. One, for some reason, lately, and I don't have issues sleeping, but it's been about sleep. So one is going to be this new website that I learned about. I read an article. I'm always reading articles that I think is really awesome. I actually tried it the other day and it totally worked. The second one is going to be for those who have parents or actually friends as well. It's called the X Plan. You've probably heard about it throughout this week, but I'm going to be letting you guys know more about the X Plan, how it came about. The chat topic for today is going to be absolutely wonderful. You guys know it's Lent season for those that are Christians. It's Lent religious Lent season. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the most common things that people give up and whether or not you're doing it for Lent. Some things that you can give up for a certain amount of time that we probably should be giving up anyways. We're going to talk about that. And then the business spotlight for today is so inspirational, it's encouraging, and you'll be looking fly if you wear it. So that is what is in store for the show today. Lots of stuff. I'm going to keep it under an hour. Let's get started. Okay, so first current event. I'm drinking my water. Kudos to me. It doesn't have strawberries in it today. Totally forgot about the strawberries. And I was going to share a snack with you guys. I'm making sweet potato chips, baked sweet potato chips. I found a cool recipe on Pinterest, so it's going to be my Pinterest interest next week. I'll have a snack for you guys, okay? So, have you guys heard of, everyone's heard of NAPflix, N-E-T-Flix? There is this website. It's not an app. I wish it were. There's a website called NAPflix, NAPflix.tv, NAPflix.tv. It's a video platform where you can find the most silent, this is what they say, and I'm going to tell you my experience, the most silent and sleepy content selection to relax your brain and easily fall asleep. So if you're having issues falling asleep, I don't know why this has been my theme. Maybe the Lord wants me, maybe my audience is having issues falling asleep, and God wants me to tell you guys these are different ways you can fall asleep. Because I don't have issues falling asleep, although I did the other day, and I did go to NAPflix. So this is how it works. The basis is kind of like modern day counting sheep. Instead of like counting sheep, you go to napflix.tv and you choose one of the items on the menu. So you can either stay on the main screen and just scroll down and pick one of the videos there, or some of the items on the menu are sports, there's documentaries, there's music, one is called relax, one's called education, and there's about 3 others on there. So for music, I clicked on music and they had Swan Lake, but it was a live symphony from had to be like the 70s, you guys, playing Swan Lake. You guys, these videos are super long. Like, it's from beginning to end, the entire thing. I went to education. I think it was under education, and it was like the 2015 crossword puzzle finals. Like, I didn't even know they had a crossword puzzle competition. Apparently they do. So it was like you're just watching. There's like 3 individuals, and they have the crossword puzzles. I'm having a problem saying it. They're huge, you guys. It's like printed on big paper, and then it's on an easel. Each one has their easel, and they have these big headphones. And so there's someone to their right behind them, and then when the announcer says, like, Jane, go, they tap them to say go because they can't hear them. And so they have a clipboard or a notebook, and I'm assuming that that's their crossword, like, you know, the upwards and the downwards. And they're literally, they're in a competition. I believe they're being timed on who can complete their crossword puzzle the fastest, and obviously it has to be correct. So crossword puzzle competition was on there. On the documentaries, we watched one as a family yesterday. I had started watching it the other night because I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't go back to sleep. And it was called The Last Lion, and it's such an awesome documentary. So as I was scrolling through, I'm like, I'm not falling asleep on any of this. It was also interesting. There's a sumo wrestling match on there. Finally came across one that did make me fall asleep, and it was a live waterfall. The sound of the waterfall, but it was actually visually, you're watching a waterfall, and you can hear the birds chirping and singing. It sounded like they were out in the tropics somewhere, and it was just like really calming to me. And I want to say I fell asleep under 10 minutes. There was also one that I saw yesterday that's just cars driving in rainfall. Different sounds, like white noise sounds. You guys, check it out. I thought it was awesome. I will say, I sent my husband, he loves crossword puzzles, so I sent him the link to the crossword puzzle. He was on that website yesterday. He was like, I'm not falling asleep to any of this. I'm interested in every single thing on here. So NAPflix.tv, if you have a problem falling asleep, it works on your phone as well. There is no app, but just go to .tv. There's the menu, get your earphones, and hopefully that can help you all who are having issues falling asleep, fall asleep. If not, there was one of the categories as video games. I was so curious. I turned it on, and it was Super Mario Brothers. It was like, I feel like it said 262 minutes or 160 something minutes, and it's literally the first Mario Brothers game from the first stage. So right when you go all the way to beating the game, you're just watching the screen, someone playing Mario Brothers. I don't know. Some of it I'm like, and then some of it I'm like, yeah, that would definitely totally work on me. So NAPflix.tv, I thought was awesome. Thank you, Carol. Okay, what do you guys think about that? Let's talk about. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a unique idea. I also think that it's a cool tool for children. My children are going to be throughout. You know, they're getting homeschooled, and one of their parts of their curriculum in the summer, it's totally different than what they're doing now. My husband wants them to learn, because he bought like the Atari, I forget the other video game. You know how they're reselling the old, like, I say vintage video games that we grew up on. So my husband got those. So one of their subjects this summer is going to be video gaming, and it's because he says that the older video games make you think more. It teaches you patience and this and that. So I don't know, but I thought that was pretty unique that they had one on video games. Okay, so I thought that was interesting. My other current event is called the X Plan. I heard about it on. I think reading an article again, or either maybe I was watching The View. It's called the X Plan, and how it came about is, well, let me tell you that it's based off of, it was created because of peer pressure. So there's this guy, he's a counselor, and he works with kids that are in rehab up to, I think they're locked, like, not, it's rehab, it's not jail, and they are getting over addictions. And he was having a session one day, and he asked them, how many of you have been in situations where you couldn't get out of and you ended up doing something because of peer pressure? He said everyone raised their hand. He came up with something called the X Plan for his family, his children. The X Plan is basically, you would need to have your child would need to have a phone in order to do this, but it's basically giving your child a way out. They are literally text messaging the letter X to you, to the parents, to maybe a godmother, godfather, or aunt or uncle, whoever you want them to be able to text it to. They're just texting the letter X, putting it back in their pocket. So say they are with a group of friends and they're at a get together and they're, say, 16 years old and it's underage drinking there, and they feel like they're feeling the pressure that they should drink and they don't want to be put in that situation. They're going to text you just the letter X. You get that. That tells you that they're looking for a way out of a situation that they're uncomfortable in. And then you're going to send them a fake text to say, hey, something came up. I need to come pick you up right now. Be ready in 5 minutes. And they can put on a show like, man, my parents are coming in 5 minutes. But it gives them a way out because the parent is on the way to pick them up. You gotta go. What are the other kids gonna say? I love this idea. Well, let me read you what he says. So one of the situations, their child texted X to them, and the parent called. So if, say, my daughter texts X, I'm going to give her a phone call like, hey, I got to come pick you up, you know, blah, 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 blah. It can be a text message or a phone call. So it says, hello, Danny, something's come up and I have to come get you right now. I'm Danny. I'm the teenager. What happened? I'll let you know when I get there. Be ready in 5 minutes. Boom, done. They're out of the situation. Now, there's one stipulation that he and his family do, and that stipulation is they have an agreement that they are going to pass no judgments and ask no questions, even if it's 10 miles from where they're supposed to be. So the way I feel about that is I'm going to ask you questions because I need to know what situation you were in. I don't know if it's with an adult trying to, you know, get at my underage child and I need to report them. I don't know if it's drugs and I need to contact the police, because if I don't, someone could overdose on drugs. I need to be able to ask questions. You can tweak it whatever way is best for your family. This part I disagree with, and I totally understand. They're saying that it builds trust between yourself and your child. However, I feel like at the same time, you could possibly regret not saying something. Things can go totally wrong. And if they find out that you knew about it and you as an adult didn't say anything, that could mean trouble for you. So I really like this plan. I think that I would definitely implement this plan with my children. They're too young now. You know, the oldest is 10. But it's really important to know, because we all know our children are going to be in peer pressure situations. Adults are in peer pressure situations still. And that's what I was saying earlier. It doesn't have to be between a parent and a child. It could be a friend who's on a date with a new guy, and she feels uncomfortable, or she's in an uncomfortable, he or she are in an uncomfortable situation. Text X to your friend. Text X to your mom. Text X to someone that you know knows, call me right now, this is not going well, and can get you out of it. So I think that it's an awesome idea. I thought that would be a really, really cool current event to talk to you guys about. Very important way to let your children know that, you know what, if you are in a situation that you don't feel comfortable in, you do not have to give in to the peer pressure. Text X and we'll work it out. I think that's cool. Let's see. What is everybody talking about? Yes, Carol, I agree with you. I do think that there should be an app. I really do. I have an Android, so I didn't see an app in the Android store. I'm almost positive they don't have an app, maybe in the Apple store, but I think it's just a website, which is, I mean, and it really, I will be honest, it really was super easy to go to on my phone. I just went to my search bar and put in NAPflix.tv, and it's very mobile friendly, so it's not like you have to scroll all the way over here, scroll all the way down. It's, it recognizes if you're on a phone and you're on a tablet or you're on a laptop, and it's just very user friendly. So yeah, maybe it's coming. I don't even know if Word is out. I never heard of this ever before. So maybe when the it gets more popular, that they'll do an app. Maybe when the demand is there for the app. Nature or water sounds. Yeah, that works for me too. That works for me too. That really works for me too. Okay, so you guys, it is Lent season. For those who don't know what Lent is a time of repentance, fasting, and preparation for Easter. So basically, it starts Ash Wednesday. It's 40 days, and the last day of Lent is the Saturday before, the day before Easter, that Saturday. And basically, back in the day, the 40 days represents the time where Jesus spent in the wilderness trying to endure he endured the temptation of Satan. So that's what the 40 days signifies. That's what it stands for. So basically, Christians focus on their relationship with God, often choosing to give something up or volunteering and giving of themselves for others. People give up things like sugars, sweets, alcohol. So you're sacrificing, you're giving things up. Different churches do it different ways, but you pick something and that's what you're going to sacrifice or give up for 40 days. Okay. I got to thinking, I'm a Christian. I do Lent every year, but I got to thinking a lot of times when you think about it, the thing that you decide to give up is probably something you need to either give up or ease up on anyway. So I figured that I would share with you guys, some of the common things that people give up for Lent, and then some of the other things, out of the box things that you can give up. Now, if you're not a Christian, I still think that it's good to, one of the reasons why people do it, or it's a time of self-examination and reflection. Regardless of your religion or your beliefs, everyone should take out time for self-examination and reflection, to reevaluate your life, to stop and to take some things out just so you can pay more attention to where you are and where you're trying to go. So regardless if you're doing it for Lent or if you're doing it just to have some type of self-examination, I think it's really good for everyone to do, okay? So some common things that people give up: cursing was on the list in doing my research. I actually know people personally who've given all of these up. Cursing. I have two sisters that have, I think two sisters. Sugar. I have a friend. There's a lot of people giving up social media. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whichever one you find yourself on a lot. People are giving that up for 40 days. Junk food, bread. Sex was on the list. Not quite sure why anybody would give sex up for 40 days, unless you're out there just kind of like out in the streets being a hoe. Sex is on the list. That was a common one. Soda was another common one. And then junk TV, like reality shows where all they're doing for an hour is cursing each other out, talking behind each other's back, defaming one another. Those are just some common things that people give up. And if you think about it, regardless if it's Lent or not, those are probably some things that we should probably be careful with. Sugar, definitely. Junk food, definitely. Soda, we should definitely be careful with all of those things. Cursing, it depends on your lifestyle. You know, if you live a certain lifestyle and cursing is not really something that you're proud of, or that you have you have an issue doing, or you don't feel good when you do it, then maybe that's something that we should, sit down and say, you know what, I really need to stop. I need to watch my mouth and find better words, to say. And then junk TV, I really I know once upon a time, a few years ago, I would watch Housewives of every city they had. But then I got to, after a while, I really was just like, all right, I needed to take a break, because it really was just like a whole bunch of mess. So those are some common things that people give up for Lent. What are some things that you guys give up? Even if it's not for Lent, that you sometimes take a break on, carbs, bread, what is that vibrating? I think that's my phone vibrating. What are some things that you guys give up? I will share with you what I'm giving up. I currently gave up, for Lent, I gave up sugar. I'm not sugar, girl. And I said girl, like guys don't watch. Coffee. And I'm dying. I love coffee. I like coffee a lot. Coffee is what I decided to give up, because coffee is a staple in my every morning. And sometimes I definitely have a cup every morning, 7 days a week. But sometimes when I'm getting a little tired in the middle of the day, I'll have a half a cup. So coffee was the biggest sacrifice. I try to be slick and do bread at first, But I don't eat a lot of bread already, so it wasn't really a true something that I would have an issue like not having. And even with sugar, I don't eat a lot of sugar as it is. I used to eat lots of cake, but I don't really eat a lot of sugar as it is, so that wouldn't have been a true sacrifice. So I decided on coffee. I was going to say coffee or alcohol, but I don't have alcohol every day either. Coffee is my consistent, everyday I have part of my life. So that's what I decided to put down for Lent. Anyone else have anything that you guys do? You guys have anything you want to share that you have given up, or you're thinking about giving up, or you've given up in the past? If not, we are going to keep on moving. So here are some unique, out-of-the-box things that that you can give up, plus the benefits of giving those items up. There's only 5, okay? So, number 1, don't buy anything that you don't need. You guys already know me by now. I'm really big on being smart with your money and not just buying just to buy. And when you do buy, getting the best price for it and bargain shopping. I love the thrift store just because I love the thrift store. But don't buy anything you don't need for 40 days, and that includes eating out. If you have food in your home, if you grocery shop and you have food in your home, no eating out for 40 days. This will help you. The benefit of that is basically save money. It's healthier a lot of times as well, but the major benefit of not eating out or not buying anything that you don't need for 40 days is you save money. Do you need those pillows, accent pillows to go on your couch? Do you need that new pair of shoes? Do you have to have that new dress or that new purse? Most likely it's not an emergency purchase and you can not get it for 40 days. I feel like after 40 days of not buying anything you don't need, it does help you to think it all the way through, because it makes you ask yourself, do you need it? They say after 30 days that you can create a habit after 30 days. So if you work out for 30 days in a row, it becomes a part of your lifestyle, right? So if you start asking yourself before you purchase something, is this something I truly need for 40 days? Then I think it could be a lifestyle change for your purchases, and it could save you money. So the first thing that is an out-of-the-box thing you can give up is don't buy anything you don't need, including eating out, food. Number 2, gossip. We shouldn't be gossiping anyways, right? But we do. We gossip. It could be about a celebrity. It could be about a coworker. It could be about a sister or a husband. Try not gossiping for 40 days. And you may not even think that you gossip a lot, but if you're in a conversation at work and it turns to talking about someone else, just change the subject or not comment. Or excuse yourself from the conversation, act like you have something to do. But the gossiping, the benefit of that is there is no benefit. The benefit is you're supposed to be gossiping in the first place. Usually, it's a waste of time. I'm not acting like I don't gossip. I gossip as well. My sisters and I'll call my sister and be like, girl, everybody gossips, but that's something that you can try for 40 days is to not gossip. And it could be challenging if you're a big gossiper. If all you do is gossip, that can be challenging for you. Number 3, eating past dinner time. Eating past dinner time is one that I found that I thought was really a very common thing. I know I eat past dinner time. I'm snacking. There's ice cream. Not usually chips. It's usually something sweet. A piece of candy, a cookie. But eating past dinner time, if you cannot eat past dinner time for 40 days, you will find yourself healthier. You'll probably sleep better. You'll probably fall asleep quicker. And I guess it doesn't really save money unless you buy snacks specific for after dinner snacking. But it's definitely healthier. If you don't eat past dinner. Now, if you have to eat after dinner, say because you're taking medication, that would probably be the only have to eat after dinner, then make it something healthy. Make it a fruit, Make it baked chips instead of the regular potato chips. Try to make it a healthier option if you have to eat past dinner. But eating past dinner is healthier, and that is something that I think is an awesome thing to try to stop doing for 40 days, because again, that goes back to you're creating a change in your lifestyle. It is a lot healthier to let dinner be your last meal. Number 4 is replace at least 30 minutes of TV with reading for 40 days. So I wanted to look up benefits for reading, because I know that there's lots of benefits of reading. I love to read. I just started back reading. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, that I would read a book a month, and I already finished my first book by Shonda Rhimes, and I really miss reading. One of the benefits of reading, it says, was stress reduction. Those that read have a higher GPA, higher intelligence, and general knowledge than those who don't read. So for just those reasons alone, you can read. So cut your TV time back for 30 minutes, by 30 minutes, and pick up a book and read a book, okay? And then number 5 thing that you can stop doing for 40 days is complaining. I oftentimes on the show talk about being grateful and appreciating where you are in your journey, and being appreciative of what you have instead of focusing on what you don't have. No complaining. I mean, the biggest thing I complain about in my life, or the time when I most complain, is when I'm driving. I am complaining about everybody driving around me. Oh my gosh, come on, it's a red light, just go. Oh my God, why is she turning so late? Speed up, what is it? Driving, Miss Daisy. I am huge at complaining while driving. I can replace that with, my car's paid off, so I'm grateful that I have a car paid off. Or I can replace it with, man, I remember the time when I didn't have a car and I was taking the bus to the metro with the kids, and now I have a car that's paid off. I can replace it with that. I'm going to try, but the no complaining, I thought was wonderful. And the benefit is just showing that you are grateful for your now. I see a lot going on over here. What are we talking about? Hi, Danielle. Let's see. Courtney, you thought about social media? One of my friends, she gave up on Facebook. And it doesn't mean all of social media. I usually am on, you guys obviously am on Facebook. I would say for me to give up social media, I wouldn't give up social media only because I do the show. If I didn't do the show, I would give up Facebook, because I do find myself scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, just scrolling for no reason at all on Facebook. Instagram I hit up every day, but every once in a while, not as much as Facebook. But yeah, a lot of people are doing social media. They said Twitter for sure. So I guess Twitter is like a really big, people are still always on Twitter. I would say Snapchat, because I feel like everybody's on Snapchat. I don't really do Snapchat. But yeah, social media was a huge one. Danielle says, gave up sugar for Lent and seems like I used to depend on it so much. See, it can really, she also says, I can tell a difference. Sugar is like a drug. Actually got headaches from stopping eating it. And Danielle, we talked about how sugar is the world's next drug, and how it is addictive, and all of the cons to sugar. So this is going to probably be a lifestyle change for you. You guys, you do realize when you are stopping or putting a hold or a pause on something for such a long time, 40 days is a long time. You start realizing, like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing? Did I really spend that much? It's kind of can be eye-opening. That's why I say, regardless if you're doing it for Lent or not, it's good to stop and be like, okay, what am I spending a lot of time on? Let me slow down. It doesn't even have to be 40 days. It could be 2 weeks. It won't take you long to realize that you spent an awful lot of time doing that. So for Danielle, she stopped sugar. She gave up sugar for Lent, and she is realizing already, and Lent's only been a few days, she's realizing already that she used to depend on it a lot. She's been getting headaches because she hasn't been eating it a lot, and that she can tell a difference. So Whether it's food, whether it's sex, maybe you do have too much sex. Maybe you're a sex addict and it's taking over your life. Whether it's trash TV, because I will say that when we watch certain things on television and when we listen to certain music, it can affect how you act. Like, it really can. Like, there's so many people out there who think they're so hard and they're gangsters because they're listening to like certain songs. It's like, you're not that dude. And actually the person who sings that song is not that dude either. You know what I mean? So it does open your eyes to realize that we do have to be careful of what we're eating and drinking and saying and watching and all of that. So regardless if you do it for Lent or not, it's still good for self-examination. It's good for reevaluation. Like, just, you know, you're reevaluating your life, where you are, where you've come from, where you're trying to go, right? So it's good for more than one reason, and you don't have to just pick one thing. You can say, I'm going to cut back on sugar, social media, and eating after dinner. Or I'm going to cut, and you can replace it with something else, like the television thing. Cut back on television for 30 minutes and replace it with reading. So I don't know what you can replace sugar with, Danielle, but honey, I don't know. Does that count? You make your own rules up, right? And Danielle says she picked up a Joyce Meyer inspiration book for Lent. That is awesome. That's really, really awesome. I finished my Shonda Rhimes book, which I loved. It was so inspirational and so encouraging. I finished that book. I read that book for February. For March, I have a list of books that I think that I am going to read this year. For March, I think it was like something about how boss women speak, or something about being a woman in power and how you speak and the characteristics of like a woman in power. I can't remember the title of it, but I'm like, yeah, absolutely, because I'm a boss now, unless I'm kind of faking it till I make it. But I know where I'm headed, and I want to make sure I'm on point when I get there. So I will be reading that book next. I'll be reading that book next. What else are we saying over here? I thought that those were awesome. If you guys want to continue to share what things that you are giving up or you've given up in the past for Lent, please do. You might encourage someone else to give something up for it as well that they didn't think of. Okay? All right. So I am coming to one of my favorite parts of the show, so the business spotlight. And this water is great. The business spotlight is, for me, it's a way to encourage other people, men, women, children, it doesn't matter. I try to support other businesses and ventures and just individuals. It makes me happy. It brings me joy to be supportive, because I know how it makes me feel when people support me. And sometimes, let me tell you, it is hard out there to get support from people that people that are in your life every day. I mean, it's like pulling teeth to get someone to click share. Don't know why. Just share it. That's it. That's all I ask of you. So I love to be able to do that. And I've dedicated, I want to say from day one, if not from day one, maybe the second or third show, I've always dedicated a space for a business spotlight. So today's business spotlight is Hustle Hard Life. Okay, I'm going to read some information for you guys. The website, let me put the website in there for you guys. It is hustlehardlife.com. hustlehardlife.com. Yes. You see there, I put in the comments, hustlehardlife.com. All right. So I'm going to first talk about the clothing line, and then it's so much more. Clothing line is just under the umbrella of Hustle Hard Life. So the clothing line, I'm going to talk to you about the clothing line. There's a curriculum that you can get that's online. I want to let you guys know that Hustle Hard Life, okay, she writes books, offers Hustle Hard Life curriculum. It can be purchased online. It's to change the way people think about generating wealth, particularly the youth. I think that's huge. The youth especially. It's not often that we see a lot of programs that will teach our children about wealth, about financial decisions, about being an entrepreneur. The fact that that's what Hustle Hard Life is about warms my heart, because you see basketball, teaching how to be athletes. You also see coding. My kids take computer coding, but it's not, I mean, I honestly, if there was something to sign my kids up for financials and for being an entrepreneur, I would totally do it, right? Because otherwise we're setting our kids up. She says that working for people is not for everybody. Changing the way we think about business ownership and wealth can enhance our life and increase opportunities. There was a Hustle Hard Life Living the Dream cruise. It's a conference cruise. They went, that was MLK weekend that I totally missed. I just couldn't make it. I hope there's another one next year. I can just start saving now. Maybe I can be a speaker on it. I don't know. But there's so many great things that's going on here. If you go to the website, you guys, that I put in here, there are, bomb.com clothing. There are hoodies, jackets, t-shirts, hats. There's scullies. There's the baseball cap. I think it's called a snapback hat. There are sweatshirts, sweatpants. I want to let you know my favorite, and they all are about hustling. They all have something encouraging on there. There's one that says freedom. I mean, it's inspirational words. So I'm going to share with you guys 3 of my favorite on the clothing line. One says work, sleep, hustle, which I love, because that's what entrepreneurs do. That's what we do. We work, we sleep, we get up again, and we hustle. The other one, I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it. I mean, that speaks for itself. It's what you do when you're an entrepreneur, when you're hustling to get where you want to be, to meet your goal. And then the other one is all I can do is win. I mean, I really think that it's important for you to put and speak positivity into your life. But if you're wearing it, you're also speaking it to others, right? So Hustle Hard Life, the prices range from $15.99 to $89.99. That would be the jackets. They're really, really awesome. There's clothing for men, clothing for women. If you order before 11 a.m., it usually ships in one day, you guys. Now, let me just say this. If you know how the mail works. If you're doing it around the holidays, obviously, it may not ship in one day. It will ship, but it may not get to you because of the holiday hustle. I was a little corny. But make sure that you order before 11. There's a good chance it will ship in a day. Okay? I let you guys know everything that's on there. So I want to know if I go, let me go to back to the website. Because, hold on, I'm almost positive. Let's see. Hustle Hard Life Journal. Go to the Hustle Hard Life Journal, you guys. There's all kinds of things on here. Hustle Hard Life flag hoodie, represent your hustle. Google it and teach yourself. Flag hoodie. Go to the website, check it out, order stuff, order something for a friend, especially if it's an entrepreneur. There's nothing like that extra push of encouragement, whether it's a t-shirt, it's a hat, it's a hoodie, it's sweatpants. You never know. It's something that will encourage other people. Look and see, make sure you go onto the Facebook page. It's also Hustle Hard. I'm going to go to it right now. Actually, let me go to it over here. It is Hustle Hard. Hold on. Hustle. Oops. Sorry, you guys. I had it up. I was prepared. Shoot. Okay. I'm going to go to the Facebook page from the website because I don't want to give you guys. Actually, here we go. Go to the Facebook page. There's a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram that you can, off of the website. Hustle Hard Life. Hustle Hard Life is at Hustle Hard Life is the Facebook page. You will see there's really awesome at the top. You'll see some of the tank tops, which actually I should probably get a tank top. Really awesome clothing from sizes small to 5XL. So covers all the range of sizes, different colors, a super cute like dress that I saw, like a hoodie dress, ladies. This stuff is really cute, very classy, very well put together. But most of all, it does give a positive message about just grinding and hustling. Okay. So go and support. I have a really quick announcement. Last week, I believe, and the week before, my business spotlight was more of a someone that I know personally whose son has a condition, 4-month-old. His name is Baby Jordan, and there is a Fund Me page to help with all of his medical expenses. He actually is probably out of surgery now. I'm not sure, but he's having, I believe it's an open heart surgery today. So I just want to give you guys an update on him. Pray for his family. His mommy is having a tough time, just a lot of anxiety going on today for her and her husband and the brothers. So her name is Rachel Reyes. Pray for Rachel Reyes, her family, and Baby Jordan, that surgery goes well. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the last 2 weeks business spotlight. That, you guys, is the show. Thank you for joining me. I have a personal goal to stream live from YouTube and Facebook at the same time using my joystick, which I showed you guys. If you guys missed this business spotlight, go to about 3 shows back and you'll see about my joystick, and I'm going to be leaving a really good review, but I'll be using that to stream live on 2 platforms, YouTube and Facebook. I'm just trying to open my audience. Have a quick question for you guys. I don't know how many people are still on here, but I'm thinking about changing the time of the show. Let me know what you think. Should I change the time of the show? I was thinking about it because the show is 2:30 Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. And so that means that's the latest that it's showing in the country. Well, I understand that a lot of people I was just thinking about me, right? I understand a lot of people are in church and they can't watch my show live. So I'm trying to get a lot more live viewers. I'm very happy with the views that I get per show. Very blessed, very happy. I appreciate it. And I'm trying to think, like, how can I get more people to watch live? And I thought about that. Like, people are in church on Sundays, like 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. I mean, like, you know, by the time I am done, people are just getting out of church. So I want to know if you guys think I should change the show to, I'm going to keep it on Sunday, but later on Sunday, like 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, if that's a better time. So if you can do me a favor, I'm going to go back and watch the show throughout the week and give me a yes or no. Yes, change the time. No, don't change it. If you say yes, let me know what you think is a better time to broadcast a show. I'm thinking 5:30 Eastern Standard Time or maybe 6 Eastern Standard Time. I think I'll do 5:30 because 6 people are starting to do dinner. So 5:30, let me know what you think. Really just like, you know, I'm always trying to revamp and make sure I'm doing the best for my show and for my audience, right? So it's a live show. Obviously, I want a lot of live viewers. I'm going to go. I want to thank you guys for watching the show. Thank you for joining with me. Make sure you check out my website. Subscribe to the website. I'm going to put the website in the comments right now so you guys can go and subscribe. Please subscribe to my website. This will allow for me to make announcements to you guys. And you guys can keep up with what I'm doing. I have some pretty big things coming up for this year. I'm just super excited and super amped about where I'm taking the show. And before the end of the year, I know I'm going to have some wonderful announcements to be making to you guys. So thank you for your support. Thank you for joining me. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.